I saw myself from above, hanging there in the closet. My body was still, but I was floating away. I drifted, and then I entered what felt like a tunnel. Actually, I became the tunnel. My body felt far away, like I was still tethered to it somehow, but no longer inside it. Welcome to Let's Lift the Veil. What if death wasn't the end, but a suspended space of peace, strange yet familiar? In this video, I share a moment that completely changed how I see life. I made an attempt on my life, a departure from my body, an overwhelming peace, and one conscious decision: stay or return. If stories like this speak to you, consider subscribing, hit the bell, and like the video to help others find it too. Get comfortable, and let me take you beyond the veil. On June 13, 2022, I tried to end my life. It was a decision born out of pain, deep internal pain that had built up over time. I prepared everything in silence. I remember putting the noose around my neck, slipping my hands inside it just enough to breathe. Then, there's a blackout in my memory. I don't know how I ended up lying on the floor. One moment I was struggling, the next I was somewhere else. But it wasn't just unconsciousness. It was more than that. I saw myself from above, hanging there in the closet. My body was still, but I was floating away. I drifted, and then I entered what felt like a tunnel. Actually, I became the tunnel. My body felt far away, like I was still tethered to it somehow, but no longer inside it. There was no bright light, no spiritual beings, just an overwhelming peace, a gentle warmth, and a calm so deep I'd never felt anything like it on earth. It reminded me of the haze from a high fever, except it was comforting, not scary. Despite the physical pain I knew I was in, everything inside me felt okay. The space around me didn't feel earthly. It was like an energy-saturated version of my bedroom, familiar and foreign at the same time. There was no clear boundary, no defined form. My senses were dulled. Everything sounded distant, muffled, but my thoughts were racing. Time itself felt suspended. Hours could have passed, or minutes. I didn't meet any beings, didn't hear any voices, didn't see any visions from the past or future, but I did have a realization. If I chose to stay, I wouldn't return, and not as a person. My body would become dust, and I would dissolve back into the universe as matter, as energy. Not as me. Not anymore. That awareness led me to make a decision. I don't know how long I was there, but at some point I began to feel myself waking up, like sobering up from some powerful drug. I understood this place wasn't final. It was a temporary in-between. I realized that death wasn't here yet, at least not completely, and so I chose to come back, to return to my body, to life, to all its pain and confusion. I've never followed any religion, and that hasn't changed since. What I lived through didn't convert me, but it did shift something inside me. It didn't give me answers about life's meaning or the afterlife, but it changed how I perceive death and life. It's hard to explain. What I felt was like nothing I've ever known, because of that tunnel. I wasn't just in it. I was it. The energy of that place moved through me. I didn't gain knowledge. I didn't see God, but I came face to face with nothingness. And in that stillness, I chose life again. My life, behind the veil. I wasn't clinically dead. I had attempted to end my life. And yet what I experienced that day deeply altered how I see existence. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't just a hallucination. It was a state of awareness unlike anything I'd ever felt. I left my body. At first, I was disoriented, drifting in the energy of wherever I was. But then something inside me started to awaken. There was no bright light, no spiritual being. Only a deep, encompassing peace. I was in a space that felt strangely familiar, richly colored but not of this earth. Time slowed down around me, while my thoughts raced. I wasn't fully in my body anymore, and yet, something still tethered me to it. There were no divine revelations or sacred messages, but I did come to a powerful realization. If I stayed, I wouldn't come back as a person. I'd return to the universe as matter, as energy. Never again as me. That awareness brought me to a conscious decision. I chose to come back, to re-enter this life. Imperfect and painful, but real. It's hard to put into words. It wasn't a vision or a conversation with the beyond. It was a pure sensation, heavy and vivid. And even though my beliefs didn't change, something in me shifted. That is the feeling I share with you today. Thank you for listening to this story. For a long time, the author kept this experience to herself, but she feels the need to share it, because she knows how others are walking through the dark, searching for answers, or simply a reflection of their own feelings. If this experience resonates with you, feel free to share in the comments. Every story matters, yours too. And if you'd like to hear more powerful testimonies, like and subscribe to the channel. Let's lift the veil together.